I'm standing just outside the main gate of Cadet College Wana that came under a terrorist attack on November 10th. Pakistan Army carried out a swift and decisive operation, eliminating all the terrorists who had stormed the campus. The blast that tore open this entrance was followed by an hours long operation, and you can still see soldiers behind me guarding this compound. The terrorists that came at this gate exploded a car and then proceeded inside, where they only made it as far as the admin block before being surrounded by the Pakistan Army. So let's go inside and learn exactly how this operation and rescue efforts took place. Colonel Tahir was in charge of the operation. Let's hear how he contained and eliminated the terrorists in 3 phases.
मेन गेट के अंदर इन्होंने गाड़ी मारी और उससे इन्होंने एंट्री की और 4 जो खवारिज थे वो यहाँ पे आए, वहाँ से भाग के आए। वो जो डस्ट और क्यास वो एक्सप्लोजन ने क्रिएट किया था उसके कवर में ये यहाँ पे आए और यहाँ मेन बिल्डिंग है ये एडम ब्लॉक, यहाँ पे इन्होंने पनाह ली। उनका अगला मकसद ये था कि जैसे ही अंधेरा होता है तो वो हॉस्टल्स जो आप देख सकते हैं ऑल अराउंड दिस बिल्डिंग देयर आर स्टूडेंट्स हॉस्टल्स हाउसेस, तो चूँकि वहाँ पे इनोसेंट कैडेट्स थे, इनोसेंट स्टूडेंट्स थे, तो वहाँ पे ही जाना चाहते। बट अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमने इनका जो डिज़ाइन था ये कामयाब नहीं होने दिया। हमने इनको इधर कंटेन रखा और वहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स को सिक्योर किया। अगले फेज़ के अंदर हमने जो स्टूडेंट्स थे वी लेट देम आउट ऑफ दिस कैंपस इन फर्दर सिक्योरिटी, और उसके बाद वी आर ऑल सेट टू एलिमिनेट दीज 4 खवारिज जो यहाँ पे हमने पहले से इनको कंटेन किया।
And how many of them were there, and what kind of equipment and weapons did they have?
They had latest weapons. There were 4 inside. They were istishhadis. They call them istishhadis. Like they are here to do or die. They were constantly in communication with their handlers sitting in Afghanistan, with their Kharji leadership. They were constantly in communication with them. But Alhamdulillah, we followed their design. In my assessment, it was more than 500 kgs of explosion. So with that was so intense that you can see the window glasses broken in the farthest corner of this college.
And how long did this operation take?
Actually, if I tell you, operation just took 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes, lesser than even 30 minutes. But the most sensitive part of this operation was not killing these Kharjis. That was actually safety of students and then leading them into the further safety, that is evacuation of these students. That took us some time because we had instructions from army leadership that students should not be injured.
According to security sources, the terrorists involved in this attack were Afghan nationals.
They came inside and we can see stairs up there.
And we see a lot of blood stains on the
Sweden state guard. That is of those innocent people who were upstairs. We had 3 civilians shaheed. They were coming down because by then they had come inside this building. They were going up in those innocent people. They're mostly local. They were locals. They were coming down. So these Kharijis, they killed them then the stairs, and you can see the blood stains there. We had cordoned this entire structure. It's a big structure. After the evacuation, we were comfortable that dealing with these 4 terrorists, it was not a big deal for us. They were trying to, after the safety of the students.
This college was created in 2011, and according to the principal of the institution, the goal was to educate the people of South Waziristan. The evacuation that took almost 6 hours was undeniably the most important part of this operation. Let's hear from Colonel Shahid how exactly he safely evacuated more than 500 students and staff.
I was also receiving direct and repeated instructions from the Army Chief Field Marshal himself through my IGFC. And the instructions were very clear and crisp that absolutely no harm should come to our children. We had already placed teams between the cadets and the terrorists, the Casualties, who were actually confined to this academic block. And it was at the evening time when there were no classes. So we were happy about that. And once they're confined, we made sure they don't come out towards the cadets. So we placed our best teams in the accommodation with the cadets called houses, and they were pushed to the rooms, inside the rooms, on the floors, and the verandas were actually occupied by the Alpha teams and the SSG troops and the snipers. And they had one task, not to let them interfere with the evacuation process and with the cadets. But we had to wait till the morning because we had to evacuate them from the rear of the building, and the design did not permit any exit from the rear side, so we had to break in through windows, even in the first floor, and use ladders. The front, the normal entrance and exit is actually in the front, but that could be observed by the Khajis from the central building, which were the classes. So these teams, these SSG teams, they pinned them down with fire, with observation. In 6 hours, we were able to actually evacuate all 517 cadets, staff, civilians and families.
Is there any understanding of why this particular location was targeted?
Well, we have military locations, camps around this place, very close by. They could have chosen those targets if they were brave enough. Soft target, and this is how they create terror. This is what their dirty tactics is, and this is what their dirty ambition is.
The real heroes of this operation were also the students, who spent more than 18 hours without any food, water, or access to toilets. Yet they came out smiling when they were rescued.
My name is Abdullah, and I'm the cadet captain of Cadet College Wana. I'm from Waziristan. It was sports time. We were doing drill rehearsal for our drill competition. Suddenly, a huge loss happened. All cadets ran toward the dedicated houses. We entered to the rooms. There we waited for almost 2 hours, and Pak army soldiers arrived there. They were standing like walls for us. They rescued us. Lost when that night passed, our principal arrived there. He rescued us on the back window, and we reached to the SWS 7. As we were in a store, in that store there were 25 trunks, cadet trunks, and there were 23 cadets. It was a really congested area. We were really happy at that time. We were really in peace, but the cadets with courage passed that night, and after that we safely reached to the SWS camp. We spent almost 25 hours there in that store, in that room.
Despite all the shock and damage that you can see over here, the mood is strikingly resilient. The soldiers securing this campus, although tired, are still composed, and they say that they're ready for whatever comes next. And the cadets, many of whom are here with their families, remain remarkably steady.
ये वही बुज़दिल ख्वारजी थे जिनको इधर के पठानों ने उनकी मुश्किलात के अंदर उनकी मदद की, लेकिन आज उन्हीं के बच्चों को मारते। मैं ये बताता जाऊं, मुझे इस बात पे फख्र है कि मेरे बच्चों ने, मेरे असातिज़ा ने और उसके साथ मेरे तमाम एम्प्लॉइज़ ने अपना अपना किरदार अदा किया, और उस किरदार के अदा करने की वजह से फौज की भी मदद की और ख्वारजियों को शिकस्त।
This college is very significant because this is the only Kindle for literacy. This is the only Kindle here, and we have a lot of our pupils who are army officers, who are CSS officers, and this is not only for this locality, but this is for the whole Pakistan, but especially for Waziristan locality.
So while today's events have shaken Wana, they have not broken its spirit. The Pakistan Army and the students of this institution stand together, determined that education, discipline, and courage will not be derailed by terrorism.